world-class customer service. Todd Dailey. Todd's one of those rare people who understands that sales isn't about convincing people to buy something, but it's about serving people at such a deep level that trust follows naturally. Throughout his career, he's consistently demonstrated that exceptional customer service isn't a department, it's a mindset. So whether you're in sales leadership, a business owner, or simply looking to improve how you connect with people, Todd brings practical wisdom in today's podcast. Todd, welcome to Go Green Podcast.
Oh, I'm excited. This is awesome. I feel like a celebrity because I watch these all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on one. It's freaking awesome.
I love it. I love it. I was saying before we hit record here, Todd, out of everyone I know in the industry, my relationship with you is unique in the sense that, what I've seen of your customer service is just next level, man. I think we haven't officially titled the podcast, but I think something about customer service as a superpower. So
Yes.
I guess that's the first question for you, Todd. Is customer service a superpower?
It's 100% a superpower. I think it's downgraded. I think it's just sending a thank you after the sale is done is just not customer service, in my opinion. And I think people don't invest enough time into customer service to see the benefits because it's not a short play. It's a long play, and that's the issue. And I don't know. There's tons of videos about customer service, sales. There's a lot of business and customer service, but people just don't see the value in it. And it's so much easier to sell when they love and they just love you. Like that's the big thing. So I don't know. I agree.
I've experienced that from you whenever you have a very generous spirit. Your energy it's always there. Is that natural energy? Is that caffeine? Where does that come from?
It's a mixture of caffeine and being the fat kid. Like when you're the fat kid, you've got to be funny. And so I don't know if I just developed that mechanism to be happy. I also really like what we do. Like when I sell something I believe in, it's easy. It's why I could never sell certain, solar's easy. I just, we take away a payment. It's friggin' amazing. And I don't know. A little caffeine. It's a little caffeine. I get it. I get it. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do like my caffeinated beverages. But I don't know. It's genuine. Most people don't think it's genuine. That's the thing. I asked this one time. So I do really well with police officers, prison guards, military. I have no idea why. And I eventually asked one of my good clients, and I said, why? I mean, I do really well with police officers. And he said to me, Todd, we're trained to know, hope I can swear, we're trained to know bullshit. And in the beginning, we think you're full of bullshit. But it's about 20 minutes in that we figure that you just like this. And so I took that to heart. I was like, oh, I am who I am. And it's just, as the people in my life says, it's just Todd. I call it Todd mode. Just
Todd approved.
Todd approved. Yeah.
I got your box in the mail just the other day, and I did a little open and posted it on Instagram. But
I saw it.
My wife was like, wait, she holds up the little baby.
Did you like that?
And it says, this baby is Todd approved. I said, that's awesome. So
that's
photos once the baby comes.
Yes, no, so that has become a very, very fun gift. So I just have a stack of them. And when I find out that one of my clients is going to have a baby, I did it just the other day, like literally before I sent, I found out they had just had a baby. I just met with them. And so I don't order them. I just have them. I grab them, and they weren't even expecting it. And so I have a baby gift I give every time. And I enjoy it. So I give a onesie, I give a size 3 diapers, and I give wipes. Because when I had babies, that was the greatest gift, is when I had a bigger size diaper sitting in my closet when I ran out of diapers. Like, it was the best gift ever, and people never forget it. And I just love it. So that's one of my standard, I'm having a baby gift. And yeah, it's odd. Did you like the blanket? The snuggle is
blanket. You can't see it, but it's behind me, draped over my couch. So
just, I don't give that to every client. They have to mesh with me, because one of my daughters said it was creepy. And I said, no, It's creepy coming from some people. I don't give it to my accountant. I give it to people who find me adorable. So there's a difference on who I give that to. But yeah, that's like my VIP clients. I have a VIP section where they just keep giving me leads. For the last 10 years, they've consistently given me leads. And I have about 20 people I call my VIP gifts because I do Christmas gifts every year. So every client who I sell, I give a small Christmas gift. Normally you saw a lot of them in in the package. Like that's just, lots that I've accumulated over the last couple of years. And I give it for the first year, and then I give a Christmas gift to every client every year. So there'll be a Christmas gift, and then there's a list of 20 of my clients who have just been amazing, and they get I call it the VIP gift. And so the blankets were the VIP gift this year, and they came over without a hitch. It was pretty fun. It was a good move by my team.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, no, I enjoy it. That's my favorite part. That's awesome.
That's
Did
super
you
cool.
read the chapstick? Did you read the chapstick?
No, actually, I have not read the chapstick. It was in one of the
Okay,
bags, but
so you got to read the chapstick. It says, uh, customer service starts with this smooth customer service starts here.
nice, smooth. That's funny.
So it's
Good.
one of my favorite ones we came up with, and I just again, daughters think it's my daughter's just mad. I give those stickers out to everybody, like to all my little, like if you go to my daughter's friends, you'll see them on their Stanleys and their computers. My sticker of my face that says Todd approved.
Because I remember, Todd, when
I
we
love it.
first met, I'm trying to think. I think it was,
A couple of years now,
yeah, maybe it was like
3 years.
2022, maybe something like that. I
Yeah, it's
sound
22.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I remember at the company that you were with at the time, the boss, flew me up there and showed me around, and I was considering coming to work for you guys. And I remember he took me into your office, and so let me introduce you to Todd, our sales manager, and he introduced me to you. And I had that first thought. I'm like, is this guy real? Is this guy like, is this like just a temporary thing, or is he always this much energy? And ever since I've known you, it's always been, no, wait, this is actually just Todd mode, right? This is Todd.
Todd mode. This is Todd mode. I can't help it. It's what I am. And then you didn't expect it because what did I do? I gave you
A mug, the Todd
a
approved
mug
mug.
with my face on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept it. We just moved a few months ago, and my wife was unpacking all of our stuff for the kitchen, and she pulls the mug up and she says, "Who is Todd?" And she holds it up to me. She's like, "Who?" She. Anyway, so I said, "Oh, that's Todd," and she's like, "Still, like, who is Todd?" I'm like, well, he's awesome. I was like, I met him in the solar industry. He's up in the NorCal area and worked for a company that I was considering working for years ago, and just made an impression on me with his generous spirit. That's really what it comes back, because I feel like customer service is kind of like the corporate, what we call this, but really what I would say is you have a generosity of spirit. And whenever you have that it's so undeniable and unforgettable. Like you said earlier, it's like it really is unforgettable that people are loyal to you at a different level. And so um, I'm just curious though, like in terms of like how you approach a customer, like kind of walk us through that. Like besides just obviously we can just experience you on the podcast, we can kind of feel some of your energy and how you approach it. But how do you approach like the average customer when you walk into their house? Like what does that look like?
So I really truly believe this. I really try to treat this person like they are a friend. Like if it's a little old lady, it's my grandma, it's my mom, it's my sister. I really go in with that mentality of just like, okay, I'm gonna really take care of this person. Like, yes, I need to make a living, and I'm okay with making a living. I know what it takes financially to give the level of service that I want to give, and so I'm not afraid to ask for the sale, but I also know what I'm worth. And so when I go into a customer, I really try to figure out what their true need is, and whether it's solar or not. I mean, I can't tell you how many people. Yeah. So when I go into a client's house, I will really just try to get to know them first to really find out what their needs are, and then once I know those needs, I just fill them. Like it's as simple as that. And if the need is not solar, if I like really believe that, then I'll tell them. I've made tons of just friends by doing this job. And I think if you go in with that mentality, you really go in with the mentality of, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my grandma, this is my sister, that you will give a level of service naturally. It just comes naturally when it's your family. I mean, you just feel differently. And you got to believe in the product. That's why I don't consider myself a very good salesman. I think I'm actually a very minuscule salesman, but I believe in I believe in what we sell. And I really want to help people. Like, it just really comes down to that. It's why I couldn't sell everything. Like, you remember, you probably know this too, John, is those salesmen that you could hand them anything and they'll just sell it. They don't need to know anything. Give them a couple key points and they're done. And I just can't do it that way. Like, I don't even sell I sell leases and PPAs and and all that stuff. Like, I'll hold off and make sure that the installation process is not crazy and it's going to make my customers angry. I'm making sure that getting funding is not, like, I try to understand the whole process. And then the other big thing that I like to do is the sale is the very small portion of the whole customer service or building trust. That really is the last thing. And that's where salesmen mess up, like truly mess up. They don't think about after the sale. That's where all the customer service, that's where all the sales and all the referrals come from. Forget all the, at the end of the sale, do you have any friends or family who want to buy solar? It never works. It never works. Right? I mean,
I've experienced that as well. I mean, I think I always tell people that, like, that you don't treat the and I say this to my customers in house too, before I, besides just training on, I say to my customers, I say, hey, look, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, my goal for you is that you have such a great experience with me, is that you want to refer me to your friends and family. I understand that that's earned over a period of time. Some people give me referrals immediately. Some people give me referrals 2 years from now, right? I don't know. And some people never give me referrals. That's fine too, right? I don't expect referrals, but if I do a great job for you, it is something that I will bring up in the future, right? I kind of plant that seed of, like, it's something I'll mention, but it's never something that I push. It's like a reminder. But like you said, it's like, as a result of consistently touching base, it's like we call it, again, account management. It's like the corporate words for it. But, a lot of people,
caring.
They focus on the set of the appointment, or the close of the appointment, or the installation day, or they kind of have like those kind of pieces of it. And then they just kind of get focused in. It's like, no, it's like, yeah, it's caring, right? It's caring. It's the long term. And most clients, in my experience, that just naturally kind of give referrals are the ones that you've talked with, dozens and dozens, if not, 50 times, after the sale, right? So
Yeah, I don't know why people don't think that that's valuable. I mean, come on. In our industry, there are so many just cash hungry salesmen, and that sucks because solar is a lot more complicated now. It's not set it and forget it. It really isn't. You have to truly understand how our solar works, and you have to understand how the client uses power. If we don't understand how they use power, then we're going to sell them something that's going to do nothing. And salesmen who only look at the commission, who only look at this sale and not where the referrals can come from, they're never going to survive. The reason you and I survive is because we have referrals. Every time the market's changed, I mean, come on, dude, we've gone through NIM 1 to NIM 2. We've gone through tax credits going up and tax credits going down, and now we have NIM 3. But you and I are surviving.
It's all referrals. Well, and I even tell my team this. I go, because I'm not going to call anybody specifically out, but I have people on my team that have, because they're just such.
Come on, call them out. Call them out. How are they going to learn?
They're such talent. I've called them out, like, face to face, right? But I've told them, I said, hey, like, look, when it comes down to, like, the setting up your batteries, your customers' battery settings in the Tesla app, as an example, like, have you been doing that? And they're like, oh, I didn't know we did that. And I'm like, wait, what? And I hear,
are they going to installs? Why aren't they going to installs? Everything happens at the install. It's problems happens, solutions happen. I can't tell you how important it is, in my opinion, to go to I have never missed an install. The one I've missed two, but let me tell you what I did on both of them. Okay, I was in surgery, and so what I did is I paid another salesman to get on the phone, walk to everyone I normally do. So walk to the project manager, handed the phone to him. Hey, bud, it's Todd. Don't worry, I've got lunch coming, so you guys are going to do good. You pretend I'm here. That person that handed you the phone, that's me. And then I have him knock on the door. I said to the client, I said, hey, this is Josh. This is Todd. Hands on the phone. Hey, this is me. I've never missed an install. So I've done that twice where I've paid a salesman to go there and be equipped. Everything, conduit runs, all the things that our clients get mad about happens at install. And how many times can we avoid it? We're the ones who built the relationship. The guys don't know this. I just, oh man, it bugs me. Yeah, the settings is good, but come on, go to the install, you lazy bastards. Just go.
Install is huge, obviously, talking to neighbors, all that kind of stuff. But then it's really like, because sometimes, at least in my experience, the batteries are, sometimes they're operational at the end of the install on the first day. Sometimes it's like a comeback, it's like a second day or just some little minor thing that they do when they're commissioning the battery or something like that. And it's kind of just treated, as like a separate little thing. And so, just like showing the customers, how to use the app, how does it work? How do we configure it? Because, I've been to installations where the installers just set it and it's on the default mode and it's got like 50% backup reserve. And these
Yeah.
customers will have a terrible outcome, but they don't know. And I think a lot of the salespeople, I've been there's a couple things in the industry that I've just been kind of trying to shout from the rooftops. And this is one of them. Like, installers don't know crap in my experience. I'm sorry, installers, but you don't set the battery, they're not doing that for the customers. Like, I don't know any installers. Maybe you do. I don't. They don't do that.
So I agree in general. So that is why, like my team, the operations knows that I only work with two teams. Period. Like I'm very particular about who I work with in that sense. I have that flexibility working for a company. It's Sanga outside of El Dorado Hills, and when my last company closed, they took all my employees. Like that, I had better offers when I went to other companies, but this company had the most important thing to me: installation. And these guys, and you're right though, the majority of it, if I didn't have the control that I have now, I would be checking more. I would be checking on settings. I would be doing follow-ups, but you can't set it and forget it. And that's why also building that relationship with installation crews. So I have two installation crews. They look on their calendar to see if it's me because they know two things. They're going to be fed and watered.
Nice.
Always. And if it's a crappy job, I have gift cards. So like if it's a steep roof, or it's like 7 arrays and the conduit run is horrible, I'm there with gift cards. Here's an Amazon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is gonna suck. And because of that, they just help me just a little bit extra. They just go the extra mile. And what it cost me, $100 on a couple $1,000 commission, totally worth it. Again, customer service is not just about the customer. In my opinion, it's about the installation and operations team. Put the work and the time into helping them, and they will help you. And don't get pissed if they make a mistake. I try really hard not to be. I try to ask how I can help. Oh, we forgot a part. That sucks, man. Do I call their boss? No. Hey, I'll go pick it up. Let me just go knock it out.
Right.
Why? So I agree with you.
That's a common thing I see too, is reps that they'll have something go sideways and it's like, wait, how long have you been in solar? For 4 years, for 3 years, and you're surprised that something went wrong in installation. It's like things always go wrong. I don't care.
It's so true.
I don't
it's
know.
so true.
And I have some of the best. I'm with you. I've found, Green Choice Energy has been my favorite. Shout out to Green Choice. I have some others I work with. Sorry, you guys are number 2 and 3, but Green Choice Energy, that particular install team and what they do, A++. And I've been working with them mostly. I would say probably about 80% of my jobs and my team's jobs for the past 2 years have been through that install partner. And they're so on top of it. Every detail, every response. It's not that, and so that it makes my life a little bit easier, because some of the other ones I have to like bite my tongue a little bit sometimes because I'm just like, guys, come on. You know what I mean? So it can be frustrating, but I think that's good. So you've gotten good at just kind of expecting it and being gracious once again, right? When somebody something goes sideways, you're always responding with grace. It sounds like.
Yeah, like again, what's one thing that always happens? We break tiles. It's also, I think, prepping clients. It's okay to prep client. Like giving a client bad news when they don't know what they're not expecting it sucks. So I'm a big believer in anticipating. I tell the client once they sign, and look, we're gonna get on the roof. You have a tile roof. We're gonna break a couple of tiles. It's gonna happen, but no big deal. You know why? Because I'm gonna replace them. I tell every client, like, look, your default with me should not be anger. If something goes wrong, the default is Todd will fix it. Todd will fix it. That's it. You don't need it. You do not have to be angry. You know why? Todd will fix it. And that's been my motto. And I prep clients for that. So most of the time, I don't have angry customers. They're like, hey, Todd, they busted 4 tiles. I know you'll fix it. Dude, that's way more pressure to be than them yelling at me. It's like a disappointed mom, Well, it's your money, right? I hate it when they want something.
I was going to say, because like, that's been one of my, and maybe this is me just getting in my own head sometimes. But do you find that maybe with the, giving spirit, that maybe have you attracted, takers on the customer side that take advantage of you,
Oh, yeah.
take advantage of that?
It's why I don't lower my price. It literally is. You're right. It's rarer than you think. It doesn't happen as much as people would think that it would happen. But because of that, I've learned my lesson. The ones who demand the most from me normally will pay the least.
Right.
And so because of that, I don't lower my price. I just don't. I have a level, and I won't go lower. And I'm really good at saying that. I said, again, I'll tell a client, like, look, you can find someone cheaper. It's totally fine with me. But the level of service that you're going to get from me costs money. It truly does. And I have to be able to feed my family. And most of my best clients don't even ask. I have a client who's bought solar for me 3 times, different houses.
Right.
She doesn't even look at the price anymore. She just trusts me, which to me is even more. But I'm very careful. I make sure I have plenty of money in there to make sure she has the most extreme customer. Like, and then I'm really good about, if I don't use that money, I give it back. I'm okay with that. So that's kind of and there's a few. You probably know the demographic that I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I've often said, I've even gotten, even recently said this to some clients when I start to get a sense that they're going to become, one of those clients that is asking for a ton and going to give back very little. It's like, hey, I'm making enough. I've said this to a customer actually just last week, when they talked about, we were really close on the price of the competitor. I said, hey, listen, Michael, I really like you. I really want to work with you. I think we have a good relationship. I think we can do something really cool. I know we're close on price. I said, just to be fully transparent, I typically don't say this. I have enough. The way I price deals is, do I think you're going to be somebody that's going to be easy to work with long term? If you are, you get that cool person discount, which I've given you because I think you're a cool person. I think you're not going to give me grief, right? If I think you're the kind of person that's going to give me grief, like, I have a higher price for that customer, right? And so obviously I told him that because I was like, I'm telling him basically, hey, I like you, and more or less words like, I want to work with you. And so I've given you a really competitive offer, and I think you're going to have a great experience with me and my company. And so what can we do to tip this over the edge for you, right? To get you to the next steps. And, and that's the kind of, it's like, I'll sometimes level with people like that, or kind of get on that level. Usually I think the approach is better if you can just have so much kind of generosity and energy that it almost kind of, I'm not overwhelms, but it kind of just like, again, kind of washes over the person. They go, you know what? Am I really going to grind this guy? This guy seems like a really good guy, and people, like, they want to do business with you, right? So I think that's a good strategy overall, is if you just kind of like you're doing. And yeah, do you get some people who are going to grind you and take advantage and do this or that? You do, right? But it sounds like mostly not.
Charles, we don't have to do that. The cool thing about the way that we customer service, like, I don't have to do that anymore. Like, in the beginning, I did after a lot, but now I don't. Like, I'm confident in what it takes to give the service that I want to give. And so if I haven't negotiated a price in a few years now. Like, I give my price, I give my price. This is my price. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know if you've ever done this. It's one of my favorite things when people are really, hitting. When I have that feeling, like you said, that they're going to grind me. I say, okay, look, all right, you want to negotiate. I love negotiating. Let's negotiate. Okay, let's do this. So right now, I can either give you my price on paper. I'm going to write it down, right? Or I'm going to add $5,000 and we can spend the next hour negotiating. I'm totally ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Or you can have my price right now, 5,000 or whatever it is, less. But look into my eyes.
Yeah.
Look into my eyes. I promise you that once I give you this price, I will not go a cent more. I don't care if it's $5.
Right.
Totally your call. I don't do this on everyone. Most of the time, this is I've noticed a certain demographic likes to negotiate with me really hard. They feel like they have to. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Built in. Yeah.
But I'll tell them I'll build it in. Like, let's do it. Like, where's my bottom? Let's do this stuff. Or you can just take my lower price, and we can hang out and have that. I'm past the point in my career we know we are good in the sense of, and I don't mean good in sales. It's not what I keep saying. I could care less. I am good at my job. I see problems. I know how to fix them. If things go wrong, I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard than you will ever hold me. Period. There's no one else. So because of that, I don't have to play the games that maybe some of these new salesmen have to, or, they get commission breath, or, the cancellation rate in our industry is amazing. I mean, what's your cancellation? Like, is that like
15%, maybe 10, 15%?
Yeah, we're unheard of. We're unheard of. When I went into so I work for a company that does way more door knocking. I couldn't believe.
Oh yeah, it's like half or sometimes.
Half.
Yeah.
Half.
Right.
Like I 15% is probably on the higher side because I'm actually pretty good about. It's not the cancellation. It's more I'm really good about not selling to a thing I think I'm gonna that I know is gonna fall through. I'm okay with that.
Right.
So my cancellation rate is super, super low. I don't sell as many deals. Like I always win in installs. That's in our company. I'm really good at installs. Maybe not on the sales because they'll sell 20, half cancel,
right,
half get messed up because they the salesman said that we can put their inverter on their roof or something ridiculous, and operations trying to figure out how this is possible. It's just like crazy. I mean, you've gotten those. I had a client who told me, why can't we put the inverter in the attic? I was like, right. No. It's also okay to say no to clients. Like, I'm okay with that. No, you can't do that. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and it's like also too, it's like I think some reps maybe because they don't have that long-term mentality, or they're just like, oh, well, I'll make, $1,500 and I'm just not going to pick up my phone to help this person if they, whatever. And so they kind of, they compromise, at least that's been my judgment. I don't know if that's exactly the way they think. I'm just,
it's 100% how they win. Don't sugarcoat it. You're so sugarcoating it. Okay. Stop sugarcoating it to these little sales reps. Okay. If they want to make the big bucks and put on their big boy pants, then they have to reflect on how they're treating people. And right. Sugarcoating it to salesmen is not the way to go, in my opinion. Like, look, you have to answer your phone. Right. You have to answer it. You want to make our kind of money. We make good money. We really do well. But too many salesmen are like, I'm sorry, you're getting me on a passionate thing. Salesmen drive me insane on that they don't pick up their phone. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Stop it.
I remember
it's ridiculous.
One of my old managers, rest in peace. He was a great sales guy. He unfortunately had a very tragic accident and passed, but he had a lot of great teachings. I don't want to paint him in a bad light here or anything, but one of the times I remember we were at a sales training and he was one of the reps like raising like, I keep having this customer that's like, having this issue and they keep calling me nonstop. And I don't know, it was like something that we couldn't solve. It was like, there's so many crazy things in California. One of them was, I think it was in like, I don't know, it was like 2018 or something. Edison they said they had like a billing error with their system. So all of the customers that were PTO'd in a few month period during the middle of 2018 summer, we're stuck on the old billing and we're getting double billed for like 12 months, literally. So literally,
Whoa.
oh yeah, the utilities are criminals, but
Whoa.
that's another story. The
Wow.
utilities are they're all
That's a new
criminals.
podcast. We should do one on that. Let's bash PG&E and Edison. I like that.
Yeah,
Utilities suck.
yeah, they're
I
the
can
worst.
see the thumbnail now. They're the worst.
They
We
are
can
the
do that.
worst.
Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
So they were playing this game where we would call, and I sat with homeowners that I had closed and PTO'd and the whole thing, and would sit there, and the customer like, no, it's just trust me, it's they're gonna fix it, they're gonna fix it. But we kept saying that, and we just kept looking like they were just trying to make us look like terrible liars as salespeople, even the ones that were trying to have integrity. So I would sit there. I went to so many of these customers' houses, sat there, called customer service, waited for everyone with the customer, heard it from the Edison rep's mouth, tell the customer, hey, no, it is an actual issue. The salesperson's telling you the truth. We're still trying to fix it. It's an ongoing problem, yada, 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 right? So we had to do that to show, hey, we're not lying. Like, I'm here. We're trying to help you. Like, trust me, don't pay that bill. And from the Edison, they're like, are you sure I don't have to pay it? They're not going to come and arrest me or something. It's like, no, promise you it's going to be fine, right? And so anyways, my sales manager, what this other rep was complaining about, he's like, here, let me show you. There's this setting on your phone. It's called block
No.
It's like, I was like, no,
goodness. No, that's a horrible. John, you do realize you just did the best thing you could do. I'll point this out. Too many salesmen call. I know our time is precious, but to me, investing in the time to go to a client and I always have bad conversations in person. It's harder to yell at this face when it's right in front of you.
You're smiling, yeah.
So, and also they can read you better. I hate if I have to give a customer bad information, I am in front of them because number one, they respect it more. Number two, it's hard to yell at me. I'll start crying. I'll do it. I don't even care what you say. I'll just start crying. And they know that I'm trying. And that's a good point. You went on the phone and actually you changed the thought process that my solar company is pulling my chain, and we put it where the blame should always go. The
right.
Utility company. Like, that's just how it should be. So, like, this is why you and I get along so well, because let's be honest, 80% of the clients, our salesmen, unfortunately would have just made a phone call, shot them a text. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's so much extra. So like people think too, one of my biggest pet peeves, because I do a lot of trainings, I do my 7-figure referral training and blah, blah, blah. How I'm sure you've probably done that much or more as well. It's like, you can literally make millions of dollars in this industry just on referrals, but here's the catch. Yeah, exactly. I know you do. You're just like me. Here's the catch. The catch is you have to do all these things that Todd is saying, and you have to pick up the phone. You have to show up in person. You have to drive multiple times to a customer's house and sit there with them in person and and be away from your family and be away from, other things that you could be doing, new customers you're chasing or whatever, whatever the thing is. But the thing is, like, I get this all the time too, right? They say, oh, well, Jonathan, I did what you said. I was on your training and I went to the customer's house and I showed up and I pitched referrals. And right when I got there, they just had all these issues that they were complaining about. And I'm like, yeah, that's the exact. I said 90 to 95% of my customers that I talk to after, they're going to have, and usually most of the time it's a small complaint. I'm like, but it's called the human condition. We love complaining. Humans it's their favorite. It's a sport for most humans, is complaining, right? So even if, and I was like, so that's what we're doing all day. It's like whenever I'm calling somebody or I'm showing to someone's house or I'm asking for a referral, I'm not assuming it's just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to be greedy with the red carpet and they're so stoked and they're just going to be like, pour all.
They have their PG&E bills ready. They're just handing you their neighbor's PG&E bills. Look, I always said, I had this, I don't know if I said it or someone else, I'm not going to take credit for it. It's rolling around the brain, but someone said, or I thought, probably someone said it. I'm not this smart. Said, superior customer service comes from when things go wrong, not when things go right.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. Superior customer service comes from when things go wrong and how you deal with it, than when things go perfectly and nothing happens. When I see every problem as an opportunity to show my level of service. Man, dude, tiles break. How quickly can I get those tiles installed? Can I get my fat butt up? One time I changed that, and I don't recommend this. So one time, I shouldn't have done it this way. I totally should have. I've this way my again. I won't say the company I was working for at the time because I don't want them to get. Then I don't want them to get in trouble for letting me do this. But what happened was, so we broke three tiles, and no one would go out there because it was raining, and the customer was so scared that it was going to leak. So I went and bought the tiles and untrained, I can put tiles on, but untrained on how to get on a roof in the rain, Todd here didn't remove the tiles from the lower roof to the upper roof. It wasn't that hard, but what happens? The ladder slips out from under me and I fall down and I bust like 10 tiles. Not the worst portion. You know what the worst part was? The little girl of my client saw me fall. And again, don't do that. But I want to reflect on, I needed to help them so much that I was willing to get on a slimy roof. Don't do this. This is where my level is too high. But he never forgot me. He gave me 5 referrals. And he tells that story to every solar guy. He goes, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. This solar guy is ridiculous. I was worried that my roof was going to leak. And he got up there and then he fell in front of my 7-year-old. And it, again, I now know how to get on a roof. If you have to take the tiles out where the ladder goes, just a heads up. You can do that. But so now I'm that stupid fat salesman who fell off of a roof to help my client. So that's now the reputation I have with this client. I also it's so true. And then I also do the phone. Have you ever done this? Have you ever done the phone test? I said, okay, so I want you to test this on me. Okay. So when you're with your friend talking about me, okay, when you talk about me, call me. Call me while you're saying how awesome I am. And I will prove to you. There's only 3 incidences that I wouldn't pick up my phone. I'm in an install, I'm at the hospital, or I'm dead. Okay? So I say, call me. And it's happened so many times. I'll have a client call me in the middle and I'll pick up. I don't care what time it is. I'll pick up. He said, Todd, you did it. And I'm like, is there a referral right next to me? And he'll go, yeah, there's a referral. Like, yes, I did it. Because they want to prove that their solar guy is the best. And because I pick up my phone or I shoot him a text, that's the other thing. I'm like, hey, if he doesn't pick up, I bet you money he'll shoot me a text saying that he's in a meeting. And so I've done that a couple of times, and it has gotten me so many good referrals. And then I don't have to sell. I just walk in, and we've already got this camaraderie where I don't have to convince them. Our product sells itself. Like, let's be honest, it's a good product.
It is. That's brilliant. I've never done the phone test. I like that. That's such a good strategy. And obviously, if you're going to do it, then make sure you're picking up your phone.
Yeah, don't be that. Yeah, don't be.
I don't know. I don't know if I would want to go to that level. I'm not your typical. I can be gregarious, but I'm a very deep thinker.
You're analytical. You're an analytical guy.
So
this is why you.
Yeah,
John. This is why you and I need to do more podcasts, because I get along so great with analytical because I can bring you out. I can bring you out into this smiley, awesome person who we know you are. You're just trying to be really smart and analytical because that's how you do it. Whereas me,
I just enjoy it. I really do. Like, I'm always like studying, like, I'm reading a book or I'm studying something or really trying to deeply understand something. And sometimes when I'm really into that thought, I don't want to be disturbed, and that's just my own MO. But, I love the approach. One of the things that I was going to say on that I have done, the phone test, I think that's going to work.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've done,
give parameters. Just be like, during the time frame, or give some situations.
I do kind of what you said though. I actually, but I'll coach my clients to share the 1 or 2 negative things that happened. That's what I'll actually tell them. Just like, the roof, I fell off the roof. Like, that was such an over the top story that he had to go tell people about it. Right. But if there was something that went wrong, like, again, there's a conduit that wasn't done right, or there was some cracked tiles or something, that happened. Whenever I'm actually, talking about the referrals, I'm like, hey, when you talk to people, let them know that we did have some challenges, right? and that, you know, Jonathan obviously was there to help fix it, just similar kind of thing.
Fix
But
it.
I make them, yeah, kind of focus in on the, and they're almost like, I think maybe, you know, people who aren't from sales or they might be like, well, why would I talk about the negative, you know? And I'm like, look, the number one thing that people have about solar is a lot of skepticism. Like they're very skeptical because again, there's horror stories, or it's too good to be true, or why don't more people have this on their roof, or whatever the, you know.
Yeah.
And a couple of my one-liners that you're triggering. So one of my one-liners is, you know, hey, Todd, when you go talk to your friends and family, they're going to have the same questions and concerns that you had before you met me. Right? They're going to have those same questions and concerns. Very logical, right? Right? Because like, hey, remember, and then you almost like remind them of the, you know, oh yeah, I was concerned about what happens when I sell my house, or yeah, I was concerned about, you know, how the payoff works, or how to buy out the system, or I was concerned, you know, and you kind of start to remind them of what those things were. And that's the approach when they go talk to their friends and family. Because I think one of the mistakes that I see salespeople make is they kind of hype their customer up, and then their customer goes out like a novice door knocker on their first day saying, hey, do you want solar? And they get the door slammed in their face, you know, and then they go out.
Managing expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
Managing expectation is important in our job. We are construction. The great thing about solar is we don't have to do like roofing. You rip off a roof and there's dry rot and there's plywood missing. For us, 9 times out of 10, if the electrical is good, we can throw it on the roof and we're good. But we're still construction. Stuff can still happen. And we have to manage expectations, and knowing that we might break some tiles, knowing that people are going to be weird about conduit runs, where those conduits are going to be placed. If you know where the pressure points are, you can prepare a client. And you do that by going to installs. Again, I'm going to go back to installs, because if you go to installs, you start figuring out, hey, maybe the battery can go there, or no, they're never going to let me put a battery there, or they're never going to let me put the inverter there, or hey, the gas main's here. Oh, can I put? Because you go to install, you become better at it. I am not a mechanical person, but through trial and error, I know the general rules of where things can go. And I like to, after I make a sale, I walk the client. We walk the house. Like, okay, I think it's going to go here. Let's have a backup. For batteries, I've been noticing this too. I don't know if you've noticed this too, John, but like battery placement can be touchy. And so I have the guy, I say, look, I think this place will work or this place will work. Let's prepare for both. And then we go to installation and, oh, you can't have the battery here. Oh, God, that's what I put. Let's go to our backup. Remember how I told you that the backup, it's possible. So again, installation.
One of the top things I do is I with the batteries. I mean, the solar is, you know, that was in the past. It was like, oh, where the solar might go there. I don't do. It's mostly all battery now. Yeah. And so I agree. It's like that's really the conversation is, hey, you know, do they go in the garage? Do they go outside? Why? Explain those things.
What are the pros and cons? I mean,
yeah.
And then there's other stuff. Like I always tell people, like the reason I don't like batteries are cool in the garage, but I also thinking of service. We'll talk about how I've dealt with service, but I'm thinking like, okay, if I need to fix this or I need to have this fixed, if it's on the outside and they open the gate, I can get to it so that I can fix something. Whereas if it's in the garage, I have to have them home. I have to so stuff like that also helps. So it's knowing just the sale, how we install it, how we manage them, how they run, how they are fixed, helps you become a better, I would say, customer service guru, right? How do we keep retention? How do we get customer service? You're right. It's a buzz corporate word, but it's really making human connections and helping them. Like knowing that. You know?
That's it.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, you had that quote earlier. It's like I always tell people this is a Tony Robbins quote that I got in 2015 that I never forget.
Tony Robbins. I'm ready. Wait. Let me confirm. I'm ready. I love Tony Robbins. I'm gonna just let me just. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to absorb. Go.
The number one time to create a raving fan customer is at the peak of their disappointment.
Oh my gosh. Can you Google that? That's freaking amazing. I love that quote. Of course, it's Tony Robbins.
Yeah, it's similar to the one that you said earlier. It's got a little bit slightly different.
Maybe I stole it from him. I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't know. It just comes into my brain, and I just think about it, and it just, tuned into
the universal consciousness here.
The conscious. When I worked for movie theaters, it was last. Listen, apologize, solve, and thank.
Oh,
And
wow.
that one stuck in my head.
Nice.
Last.
I like
There
that.
you go, Regal. I giving you credit. That's where I learned it from. But that one stuck in my head because I liked the solve and thank you for letting me know. Like, I don't know. It's
I also
one of
worked.
those
I
things that
worked
well,
for. I worked for Edwards instead of Regal. I worked for Edwards Cinemas
it's
for
Regal.
a little bit.
Dude, I did it. I did
Is
it
that
for
Regal? Is that owned by Regal?
yeah, it's a Regal. Yeah,
Oh,
Regal
okay.
Group owns Edwards. It's well one company, but oh yeah, dude, I did that for 15 years.
Oh,
That's how
wow.
I left the theater to go sell solar. So I was running a theater
Wow.
in Jackson, and Seth, my buddy who owned the company before he sold it, he's like, Todd, you could sell. And I'm like, I always say that. And then I made one sale, it was 2 months' salary. And I was like, whoa. I was like,
You're like,
really?
wait a second.
Wait a second. If I work harder, I'll make more money.
Yeah.
You,
That's crazy.
my pay is dictated by my effort. Oh my flipping gosh. This is amazing. This is the
Yeah.
best thing in the whole friggin' world. I love that concept. It's why I don't think I could ever go back to a regular job. Like I'd be that one guy who they come in like, hey Todd, we'll give you $200,000 to run our theater. I'll be like, hey, how about you give me 400 if I bring up sales? Like that's how my head. I don't want any salary.
That's
Like
totally.
forget salaries.
Every job I've ever worked at, I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was the top salesperson. Like, oh, you could be the general manager. I'm like, I don't want to be the general manager of Dick's Sporting Goods. Respectfully. It's like,
Respectfully.
yeah, respectfully. Fitness 19, selling gym memberships, always the top gym membership sales. Oh, you could be a general manager of a. I don't want to be a manager of a Fitness 19. I don't have any desire for that. And I've always known that. Luckily, some people don't know that about themselves. Or they figure it out later. I was fortunate to figure out very, very early when I was about 14 years old and got into
Oh
door-to-door sales.
geez.
That's when I got into door-to-door sales at 14 years old.
Didn't
And I
you
was like,
sell gutter cleaning? Didn't you sell? Do I
no,
remember that? Was it gutter
that,
cleaning?
so address painting was the first one. So
That's
for
what it was. Okay, I remember you
yeah,
telling me the address painting.
and then Go Green Gutter Clean was my first, like real company with a website and a logo. And that was whenever I was 18 or almost 19, about 19 years old. After, and so, yeah, I've been kind of in the entrepreneur path for some time, but yeah. And so it's like, when it comes down to, kind of back on this kind of customer service route, I'm just curious. So we can kind of like, like I'm kind of seeing where some of this is coming from. Do you have like one customer service experience where somebody just blew you away and made you go, holy smokes, that was like, I feel really served? Has that ever happened?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Damn, I should have prepared me for that. I should really know these ones. Um, damn it. Stop
If
it, Joe.
not,
Are you going to make me? I don't.
we'll come back to that.
Shoot.
We'll circle
Why
back
don't you
to it.
ask me which one's my favorite kid? Why don't you just nail it down? Say which is your favorite kid, Todd, so that I'm on the record and you put me on the spot and it was horrible. You hate your guts.
All right, let's switch it. All right. So
Next question.
So me and you have both we've worked with companies that have gone under, and then the customers are left trying to pick up the pieces. How do you handle those customers?
So I do something very unique. I don't know how long I'll be able to do it, but I found that, yes, I had a company go under, um, and I have these thousands of customers, not thousands, look at me tooting my horn, hundreds of customers. I'll probably add 1,000 now. So that don't have any. They have now they're falling back on their what's it? What am I blanking? Their warranties, their manufacturer warranties. So what I started doing is every sale I made, I put $300 into an escrow account. Not really an escrow. I put it in an account, and I built up about $4,000 or $5,000 sitting there. And what I use that fund for is I have the friends and contacts to keep. Let's be honest. The majority of our problems are inverters go down, panels go down, something very easy. The problem is when you call a company, it's hundreds of dollars worth of truck roll when I can send someone who their whole job is pulling off inverters and putting new ones on. So what I started doing is paying guys on the side to just fix them out of my own pocket, out of my own fund. And as long as that fund is solvent, I'll help. As it gets lower, I'll ask a client to chip in on labor. And because of that, I just did it yesterday. I had a client's inverter. I sold her 9 years ago. And it was where Sunworks, Sunworks went under a while back. And She had no one. She's like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, well, your inverter's covered. We have no issues there. So I know a guy who likes side work, and I just pay him a couple $100. And she's like, well, what do I owe you? I'm like, hey, how about we split it? And she's already given me 2 referrals. She tells that story. Everything in our industry is stories and experiences. And the more great stories you have that clients have, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying really hard to take care of my clients. And in the long run, a few $1,000s a year. I mean, actually not. I think last year I spent 15 grand on it. That was my thing. I don't know if I'll be able to do it forever. I tell my clients, like, I don't know how long I can do it, but
Right.
I'm gonna try as long as I possibly can. Our job once the company goes under is getting them in touch with the right people to fix it and to really care. Like, I understand this sucks. This is horrible. It, and then I do turn it around. I mean, a lot of it is because of our industry. The utilities killed a lot of ours. Let's be honest.
Right.
The utilities and how they frame power screwed us a lot. And so that's what I'll do.
My paranoid brain figured out that, I don't know if you knew this, Todd, fun fact. Did you
You have a
know,
paranoid brain?
I have a paranoid brain. Did you know that PG&E, Edison, SDG&E put millions of dollars towards marketing, where what they do is they partner up with, ABC and CNN and all these different news sources that are, mainstream, and they have these stories that are legitimate stories. They're not fabricated. They're, this little old lady got screwed over, this happened. That part's all legit. But what they do is they actually put advertising dollars to push those stories into the top of customers' news feeds. And they actually fund those stories. And fun fact, you know how, like, if you're on your phone and you say, oh, I really want to look into new Toyotas. Now our phones are listening, and now you're going to start getting Toyota
Yeah.
advertisements. If you start using solar batteries, you start using those hot words, they push those negative stories into, just like, if you talk about solar with a client, I'll say this to my client, I'll say, hey, like, now that we're talking about solar, we're getting you set up, you're going to get a ton of advertisements that are just going to start bombarding you on your phone. People are going to call you, and they're scraping that data that's being shared from your phone that's listening. Well, the utility company does the exact same thing, but they're pushing negative news stories about how solar doesn't work to create uncertainty in you. So
That
they're
doesn't
literally,
surprise me.
yeah, they're literally, it's a war out here. It's a literal war. And so the fact that you've been able to maintain and just be committed to the customer and the connection and like holding on to that, I can see, and that's what I encourage my clients. So I'm like, look, people always talk about the why in solar. Oh, why are you doing this? And it's like, it's more like the who. It's the who and the why. It's kind of similar, but it's like, who are you doing this for? Right. And like, I do this visualization where it's like, imagine your family, imagine your clients, imagine your friends, and they're all just smiling back at you, and they're looking at you with a beaming smile. And it's like, imagine that is the experience that you're having with these people around you that you love. And right, it's like the salesperson's greatest tool is love. And I definitely have experienced that from you, is that it's like, the abundance that comes out. And so anyways, I think that's fantastic. Keep doing it. We need more of that in the industry. So you've had some upset customers. I've had some upset customers. Is there any surprising things that you learned from those upset customers? Anything that comes to mind?
I can't make everybody happy. I can't fix every problem. I can't fix a person who doesn't want me to fix the problem. Like, I just can't do it. In the beginning, I took that a lot personally, and it's hard to be compassionate and happy when people are denying. And I've had a few clients who have called me out on certain things that I couldn't control, or they're being unreasonable. And sometimes it gets me down. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Um, I have the classic client who, used more power than we planned. I built a system that covers 10,000 kilowatt hours. He wanted extra, so I built it a little bigger to cover 12. He started using 16 and didn't understand why he has a bill. Doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter what I've said this 1,000 times that it's not, I don't know what else to do. And it starts hurting. But then I have this trick. I have this really fun trick that I do. I have two clients that are the most amazing people in the entire world. Like when I get married again, I'm gonna invite them to my wedding. Like that's how much I love them. And sometimes I'll call them and I say, dude, I just have this horrible customer who was just saying how, and she's so amazing. She actually started my whole referral program. Her one sale turned into 58 sales in the
Mhm.
Woodland area. Freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And she calls me and says, Todd, how many clients could you call right now who are completely happy? Just call them. I just call a good client, check in with them, see how they're doing. And that really helps me focus that, yes, 98, 99% of the time, no one takes care of their clients like me, period. And that one client who doubts my integrity is tough. But over the years, I've learned that I just have to go talk to the clients who I've always made happy, who've had major problems happen, but they realize that sometimes we can't fix everything. And so that's
Yeah.
my trick. What I've learned is you just can't treat everyone. Look, I, I can't fix everything. I'm going to try, um, but that's what
Yeah,
I've learned. I've
I
learned
do
that I've got to go back.
the same. I call it the happy place. I say, hey,
Yeah,
before you go knock on that door, before you go call that client that you're trying to get a hold of, go to your happy place, call a happy customer, connect, how's life, how's this, how's that, get into that happy place, or even go talk to a family member, a friend, somebody, and get yourself in that emotional state, and then take that energy to the doorstep, to the next potential client, right? Because that's what's going to be felt, right? People are going to feel that when you contact them, and they're going to feel if you have just gotten, 5 rejections and complaint customer, and this is going wrong, and and
yeah.
all this starts to get you down. So I do that too.
Go
That's why
into
I
the
say
Todd mode.
go into the
Get
top.
into the Todd mode. Okay, you
Or
got to get into.
have some Todd approved gear around with that smiley face, and then it just triggers you. It just have
Yes,
an anchor in your environment to remind
yes.
you.
That's what we do, guys. That's how we do it. All right. You know.
So
And yeah,
one of
I
my
love it.
mentors used to say, Darren Hardy, he said this to me. I was at his entrepreneur roller coaster book launch event. Shout out Darren Hardy. This was in 2015. And he said something that stuck
God, you're
at that
old.
event. He
You're
said to
so
me,
old.
he said, he said,
So
you're
old.
always on
2050.
stage. He
Yeah.
said, you're always on stage. And so, with that said, if we secretly followed you around for a week and recorded everything that Todd Dailey does, what's one thing that you do consistently that most successful people don't realize is important?
Ooh, that's a good one. Should I go with the bro move? I work out every freaking day, get my mind all set, freaking pump wiring, because, fat people don't walk north, Um,
Peptides and
Peptide, yeah, cold plunge. Um, uh, I loved reading. I am constantly reading. Not just about sales. I find that my brain is more in tune when I'm reading. Uh,
do you do
I,
audiobooks or do you actually read, or both?
So
Or
I love reading. I'll do audiobooks when I have a lot of commuting. In our industry, we drive a lot, so commuting is nice. So I'll do audiobooks. Um, I do a lot of history books. I read a lot of biographies about very famous leaders. That's something that is unique. I won't read a lot of health books, but I will read a book on Teddy Roosevelt, or I'll read a book on Winston Churchill, and you get tidbits of their personalities and how far they went with things. Uh, just that's probably my unique thing. I love reading about historical figures that have great
history?
leadership qualities. So I am a
Okay.
history buff. My children are named Kennedy and Madison. If I would have had a third daughter, it would have been Reagan. Pretty
Wow.
good, right?
I like
Like,
it. I
right?
like it.
Not because of anything. It's because there's only really four girl presidential names you can get away with, and it's Kennedy, Madison, Reagan, and Taylor. And I just couldn't do it. Couldn't
I
do it.
love it.
My
So
daughter
it's
Taylor.
I found I because sometimes it's like for me, when I'm so much in a sales mode or so much in just like solar batteries, building designs, getting this customer, that helping this, it's sometimes good to just kind of get some variety and kind of like get your brain focused in on some other type of intellectual pursuit or some other type of something else to kind of just also too, it makes you more like a well-rounded person. You can talk about different things with clients instead of just being so my personal is not history. I mine's science, so I'm always reading some book on human biology or some sort of something typically in the biological realm. So like books about like mitochondrial enhancement or metabolic dysfunction or things like of that nature. Because I don't know if I told you this, but I used to have a disease when I was a kid, when I was 5 years
Oh
old.
no, dude.
Yeah, rheumatoid arthritis. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So
Oh
I would
wow.
have 107-degree temperatures on a weekly basis, and I did
Oh
ice
wow.
baths before they were trendy because my
Cool.
body
Yeah.
would literally overheat and I would die. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and and people who haven't had 107 degree. I mean, once you get to 103, 104, things get a little bit weird. 107, I was having apocalyptic hallucinations of the end of the world at 5 years old.
Oh wow.
Um, and I call it the disease of disconnection. It's when I disconnected from God and love and was abandoned to be cast into the eternal lake of fire. And it felt like my body was on fire from the inside out. At a cellular level,
Wow.
I was being set on fire. And we call that inflammation. So I'm very interested in those mechanisms because of that. And it set me on a very unique journey to understand certain things about the body. I have a whole other side mission thing that I haven't really talked about, but I'll mention it with you here, Todd. I have a vision for this company called Air. So EIR is the name, and EIR is the Nordic goddess of healing, and she basically has fire in one hand, the power of inflammation, and then green in the other, which is kind of like the yin and the yang, the cooling and the fire. And basically, she's going to be the kind of archetype for the company, but it's going to be a self-tracking, kind of like a continuous blood glucose monitor, but for inflammation factors in your bloodstream. And in the future, we're going to have continuous, machine learning and, big cloud data computing and a bunch of sensors, literally wired into people's, bloodstream, tracking inflammation factors and understanding at a deep fundamental level what causes an inflammation response. Because over 20 million Americans suffer from autoimmune conditions, which is rheumatoid arthritis is one of the most common. And it's an epidemic. I mean, it's a
Wow.
huge problem. So that's a whole other business, thing that I'm on the other side. But for me, that's like a passion. So a lot of my friends are like, one of my friends I talked to last week is she started her own genetics company. She's a molecular biologist.
Oh
And she
wow.
started up a genetic coaching company, and I have my own AI genetic coach. I uploaded my entire genetic SNPs into ChatGPT about a year ago, and had it analyze all of my genetic code and compare it to what the most advanced genetic researchers are saying and how to basically understand my biology at an extremely deep level, right? So I nerd out deep on these things.
Yeah. So this is how I must sound when I'm starting to talk about like historical figures. Like I am totally understanding my daughter's. My lady is like you. She just wants to know all these medical things, and I am trying. I am trying so hard. I am. You see me nodding? I'm trying so hard to be interested in this. I'm the kind of guy who the doctor says, "Oh, you should probably go do that," and I just ignore him. No, no, it's good. I think that's amazing, and
Right.
I
No,
totally get it.
and that's where it comes from. But it's for me, it's interesting, right? So it's just like, but it's good to kind of, have those other aspects of your character and things that, people
Very
don't,
important.
because yeah, I come across those people, and it's not all the time, right? I rarely but I'll come across people. Oh, I'm doing this, this health, this study thing, this blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh really? And I just start nerding out, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know about this stuff too? And I'm like, yeah, right. But it's someone that's like talks to you about some historical references, and you're like, oh yeah, I was
Oh
reading
yeah, it's and then their wife dozes like just totally tones us out and has to refocus us. Like, It's interesting that I do the same thing with sports. I like sports, but my brothers will start talking about sports, and I'm like, wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch.
Yeah, I
It'd be
don't get into
it's so
sports.
nice.
I don't get into
Like
sports.
I have the most athletic family. I know you can't see it. I know I'm a lot less fat, but man, it was so annoying. Like, oh my gosh, it's so I'm like, oh,
You've
they're
come a
talking
long way.
about
Yeah,
this and
you've transformed your body over the past couple years,
yeah,
man.
200 pounds, baby.
Yes.
Apparently, did you know this? If you eat less, you don't get as fat. Blew my blew my mind, man. It blew my mind.
Yeah. All right. So, kind of bringing this closer to an end here. Speaking of history, let's say we were to fast forward 10 years and look back over Todd Daly's impact on the green energy space. What do you hope that you're known for?
Trust. Easy. Trust. Trust and integrity. Like true trust because there's our industry is it's a virus. Ooh, virus look. Virus of bad lying salesmen. And I want to be known as the trustful guy, truly, not just a catchphrase, trust and integrity, integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah, come on. You're so smarter than me. Okay, so integrity. Okay, so trust and integrity. That's what I want them to look. That
Amazing.
period. I don't care about highest sales. I've never been the highest salesman, but I've got the best reviews, and I probably work the least amount to get the sale. I work the
But you
hardest to
spent,
keep the
yeah.
client.
Yeah, you work the
I
hardest
work.
on
No
all
one
the
works
other
harder.
things. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't,
I hate selling.
yeah, I'd say you probably,
I hate
because you
selling.
spend so much time focusing on putting energy into all the other aspects of the experience, you don't have to sell, right? Because the raving fan customers do that for you, and they say, "Hey, you got to talk to Todd. Hey, to watch, I'm gonna do a phone test real quick. I'm gonna call you real quick. All right, hey Todd." And I can imagine now,
Let me show you my solar.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
this is
pick
my
up the
solar
phone.
guy. Watch.
Yeah, I can already imagine, the customer, gets you on the phone and it's like, hey, how's it going? I could just almost feel the energy come out of the phone, I bet, and it's like cool. And they feel that energy and it's almost like a done deal. Like you said, you just walk into that sale and it's already a done. And that's one of the things too, again, again, just to kind of stay on this one more time, but it's like, it has almost frustrated me at times whenever I'm trying to, because I've had so many people say, I just don't know how you get so many referrals. It just doesn't make sense. And I think they're looking for like some sort of like a strategy or like a pitch or like a close, or they're
Yeah, a
looking for,
pitch,
it's not a
a
pitch.
pitch or a close or a quick move or a phrasing. I mean, what's let me practice this pitch on you. No, it's being genuine. It's caring about your clients. Like we're not that smart. I mean, I'm not that
Right.
smart. Like I literally just take care of my clients. Period.
Right.
Like period. It's not rocket science, but people are too lazy or too selfish or too greedy to just put in the work.
Yep.
Like I'd rather help my clients, the people I know, than go knock 1,000 doors. I am too fat. I am too sweaty to go and knock doors. I've never knocked a door.
That's amazing.
Not one. Not one.
It's amazing.
The company tries to tell people that I not they say, Todd, just be careful on the fact that you tell
I've
them
been
that you
told
didn't
that
knock
so long.
doors.
Yeah. Since
I'm like,
2018, they've been telling me, hey, keep your mouth shut. We don't want you to tell them that you're not knocking doors.
the goal should be our situation. Do
Right.
I think that knocking doors is important and you should do it? If that is that the quickest way to get leads? Yes. Is it the most economical? Yes. All of that is true. But the goal should not be to knock doors for 30 years. The goal should be to build enough client base where you never have to. The goal should be never knock, but you should be ready to knock those doors. You know what I mean? I also wasn't greedy in the first
Right.
couple of years. I
You
was
know,
working
you
at a
know,
movie theater making 50 grand.
I'm gonna call out some of the door knockers here who are gonna watch this later. If you're knocking on doors, let's be honest, the reason that you probably have not had success doing referrals is because the moment something challenging came up that you didn't know how to solve, instead of learning how to solve the problem, you probably just went back to knock more doors and forgot about the client. And that's what happens. That's the problem with it, is that it creates a mentality of, well, I messed up on that customer, so I might as well just brush it under the rug and go knock a new fresh one. And if you have a strategy that you couldn't knock doors, like during COVID, all the people that told me to shut my mouth in 2018 and 2019, they wouldn't let me. They would literally, my managers would be like, hey, you're kind of an anomaly. We have, all these people knocking doors, but don't talk about referrals. Like, we don't want you to do that, because you're going to set them up for failure. You're going to set them up to think that that's what this is, and that's not what this is. This job is only built on knocking doors and blah, blah, blah. And this was hardcore Vivint Mormon door knocking. That's their bread and butter, right? So I kept my mouth shut, and just people come up to me on the side after meetings and be like, well, Jonathan, like, where are you knocking? I'm like, oh, I don't knock. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Dude, did you do well in COVID? I killed it during COVID.
I did well during COVID.
I did very well during COVID. I did very well in COVID because all of my clients were home.
You were just spreading no, I did this. No, that's funny. I became the most popular guy in the office during that year. All of a sudden, my managers came to me and said, hey, John.
Because you got those glasses.
How are you doing?
Those glasses that year.
I said, how are you doing these referrals again? Wait a second. How does this, because they couldn't go knock.
Really, I'd love to tell you about my referral program, but I don't want to be that guy that disenfranchises people. Sorry.
So speaking of which, we have an industry right now, and not just our industry, a lot of industries that are being flooded with, I'm going to call them the AI grifters of today. So they're coming in with the latest, greatest AI lead gen models, and they're all trying to figure out how to build a more effective mousetrap to capture 10 cents a watt commission on every single deal that they get through their fancy lead gen funnels, right? And it makes me laugh, really, it does. But in a world where AI and automation is really like a big conversation, what human qualities do you become that you think will become the most important over the next couple of years?
Trust. I mean, it's going to go back to, see, I'm not scared of AI. AI should be there to help me become more efficient at being amazing. Like, that's how I see AI. It is taking over parts of my job that I don't have to worry about. And then the purely human portion of me can now shine even brighter. I know it's hard to imagine me not shining brighter than I am right this moment. I know it's super hard, but I can shine brighter if I don't have to do paperwork. So yes. Nonetheless, it's our personalities are going to start showing. We should embrace the AI as a way to become more efficient. Is it scary? Yeah, it is. But dude, I had an AI just reach out to me the other day, and I was like, at least they said they were AI. I was appreciative of that. I'm like, hey, I like to talk to people. I literally said, have someone call me. You're doing a great job, AI. It actually said very nice things, but like I think it's our personality, our genuineness. This conversation can't be AI generated. Well, I guess it could. Deep fake? Can you deep fake me?
Yeah, that's the next Todd approved AI. AI Todd approved.
Can you pick out the AI? Ooh, that'd be cool. Let's do that. It'd be so much fun. Are we having so much fun? You and I have a blast.
We'll have to definitely do another one, Todd. We'll before
bring me on with someone else too. Sorry, I want to hang with you. We could go back and forth. I can be your, I'll try not to get bored when you get analytical. I'll try really hard. So hard. I'm gonna try so hard. You can just call me out, Todd. Pay attention. Focus. Yeah. Focus, Todd.
Yeah.
It's all butterfly.
You're fine. Where can people find you, Todd? Where's the best place to find you?
You can find me on Yep, That's Todd.
Okay.
Follow me on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I have some fun videos. I throw in some fun ones too. But I have a really great team that builds out this. That's kind of where my investments is going, is into building my brand of customer service, on customer retention. And soon, my goal is to, by the end of the year, beginning of next year, is to have an actual presentation that I can give to people, to companies, not just in sales, but into the leadership, that I can present to you guys on how to provide superior customer service, superior customer retention, repeat customers. That's my goal. My new goal in life is to take the 10 years of sales and customer service and teach people that it's worth it. That the way that you and I do it in the long run will provide more of a consistent income value than any cat poster could ever. Okay. So it's we hang in there. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I would love to invite you, Todd. That I have 4 different sales teams that I manage here in Southern California. So if
can I
there's
be
a way
on? Don't
we can
toy with
get
me.
you, if
Don't toy with me. I would love to go on.
and I want to see this presentation. My teams will I will promote it, get it, people on. I want my people in my sales teams to understand, not just from they've heard me yap at them for a long time. I want to we got to hear it from Todd approved. We got to
I,
get a Todd approved message.
I know it's not that you're very analytical and your voice doesn't change at all. It's just I'm more fun. It's okay.
Hey, my best partners, man, you and I as a sales team, you imagine us in house, bud.
Oh,
I
it would
kill
be
it behind it, and you're just,
unstoppable.
dude, you just
we would
just
clean
analytical. We would totally kill it. We would kill it. We would do so good. I'd be so excited to do it. This is how me and Seth, my mentor, this is how we would. He's more analytical than I am, and so we just went back and forth. And it's fun to tease.
Yep.
I already have our shtick. You're just gonna have a fat picture of me. So when I start making fat jokes, be like, look, like let me give you some context here. Just,
let me level the playing field a little.
Yeah, don't. This is not the guy who It's so good. It's so fat. Right, well, I was so fat.
I appreciate you, Todd. I thank you for all you do. Keep shining bright, brother, and we'll have you on sometime soon again, hopefully.
Always willing to come on for you. All right. So if you ever need me on, I am ready. I am willing. This doesn't change, buddy. This is just me.
Let's do it. Thank you so much, Todd.
All right. Thanks, bud.